Hi everyone, I am very grateful for FIN's invitation. Alberto, Carolina, Miguel, many thanks for the trust and the courage to invite me for this huge responsibility of talking about this very important and so central topic with so many impacts in our lives. When I was invited, I thought that so much to talk in 10 minutes. How can I do that? Take it into account the event and the audience. I'm not going to talk about media, as probably expected, but I will focus on three angles that are affecting the lives of people and companies a lot. The consolidation of mobile, the new consumer reality, and the structural changes in the job market. For starter, a little about me. My name is Tiago Senna. As you know, I have more than 2 decades of experience in internet-based businesses. I am best known as a digital thinker for consulting and creating products, services and innovation designed to help people and companies succeed in the internet. But also I'm a digital entrepreneur. Currently, I'm a board member of a tech company and 2 marketing agencies. As digital mentor, I'm an invited lecturer from Solent University from Southampton at a TIC school in Lisbon, and an invited digital marketing trainer in the Pharmacists Portuguese Association. But I can say that my main role today is as digital manager, heading the digital business at Público, a Portuguese well-known daily newspaper leader on digital subscriptions. So, I think the world, and we all know it, that is changing. See how in this photo, the smartphones were already the protagonists of a concert with everyone filming and streaming through the internet. But now the smartphone is always also used in the same context because the person can host the concert at Zoom and listen and watch their favorite artist at home. We hope to quickly return to socializing, of course. I'm a very optimistic person, but smartphone will always be there. So we can see it in these numbers. I can say you that social mobilization that allowed these numbers below. Think about apps, think about downloads, and how them can help us on this difficult situation that we are living. Our mobile apps probably are becoming an essential asset. Numbers are not deceiving. They are increasingly important for business and for each one of us. The COVID-19 pandemic caused a worldwide crisis with enormous psychological, social, and economic damage to the population. If we talk about companies, many of them hit the bottom due to severe restrictions to which they were subjected. Several businesses have been forced, closed, or changed the way they keep working, at least in minimal services. But it's amazing how mobile has been a lifeline, if I can say it, for many businesses, from restaurants to insurance companies to, from culture to healthcare, you can name it. It was in this context that mobile apps took on a fundamental role in helping people and companies. As a result, for example, many restaurants continue to sell takeout or takeaway meals, shopping areas closed, but brands continue to sell their products. Medical care was able, for instances, to take place by video call, and so on. These numbers are really impressive. App downloads grew up 25%. It is a brutal increase, probably mostly unexpected. E-commerce is getting bigger and bigger, 50 billion. It's a lot of bucks, and I can see Amazon and Alibaba over there smiling together. 4.3 hours, imagine, per day on mobile usage. It's it's in fact a huge number. We are talking about 27% of our lives, of time that we spend awake. It's impressive how much time we depended on one connected device. Brands put, as you see in the last number, marketing budgets on mobile ecosystem, 80% on Facebook and Google. If you can imagine, the rest of the percentage, 20% for other players. That's why probably media are struggling so hard. These figures represent mobile consolidation and the best demo of how technology is on service of people. What's changing? Basically, everything is changing. As we know, technology is affecting everything. This revolution is changing the lives of companies and people who are increasingly intersecting. These are times of uncertainty, volatility, and we must learn how to navigate these waters, these new waters. We are witnessing a new mentality, a new way of being, even at work, where you don't feel the revolution is going on, but it is and will be. The new me, in Portuguese we say eu. The new me means a new relationship with work, but also with consumption. A new consumer was born and he behaves differently in a different mode, is more demanding and more scrutinized. So we must be prepared. Welcome to the next level. In fact, we are all consumers, empowered consumers by internet, social media, mobile, AI, big data, IoT, mixed reality, VR, AR, blockchain, you can name it. It's a lot of technologies there are that we are seeing appearing. The internet has given consumers a powerful voice. People no longer stand for waiting in line. Expectations on our brands, and this is very important, the expectations on how brands act are incredibly high, and they want, the consumers want access to opportunities like never before. It's a reality that we have to use to be. So we are really all consumers. I think the message to get across is that consumer is in the center of everything and everyone, if you know. It must be the center of attention from the C-level to operational guys. Consumer is scrutinizing like never before. As you saw in the last slide, today the scrutiny of people, companies and brands is overwhelming. Customers must be on our radar every time. And there are a few things we also must know about them, namely prudence. The new consumer is price sensitive, with a share of wallet with little scope for new purchases, and this is very reality. Despite having increased, there is also a low sense of security with online payments and personal data. And you can see that because the first search in Google is always your brand and fraud. Brand and fraud, that's what people do on Google. Then you have choice. In fact, the new consumer has the power to choose and chooses with the description, often for what their friends say. You know, the Zemote, the zero moment of truth, like Google likes to say. They look carefully at the benefits that a brand offers, but with criterion. Then the confidence is also so very important, because on the other hand, confidence is in the brand is essential for the consumer to take the step of buying. The new consumer gives importance, as never before, to the social and environmental impact of the brand. So you have to be careful how you treat your brand. Then, of course, the convenience, because the e-commerce brought the the convenience, and the new consumers values convenience when purchasing, close to home, online, new touch points. As he is a consumer with a problem of available time, as probably all of us, he likes to make good use of time and the brand that goes with him everywhere. And then, of course, the experience. The new consumer seeks experiences that gives them life to the brand and that have meaning and substance. They want to keep good and lasting memories. It's very, very, very important. So in every interaction between the consumer and your product creates an experience, and that experience must be awesome. That experience made the people, sorry, okay, bad experience make people forget your product. Good experience make people happy and recommend your product, but awesome experiences make people loyal to a brand. The new consumer. In fact, the new consumer is in the center of everything and is always expecting new brand experience across ever changing touch points. So we must, more than ever, build and take care of our brand, maybe revisit our USP, our unique selling proposition, always looking for consumer engagement, taking consumers into action, giving the best customer support, very important, and on top, building up community and loyalty. But we know this is a long run, but with a good strategy in mind, an independent leadership style and the right KPIs to chase, it can be possible, I think, and can bring great results for your organization. So, what brands should do? I don't write companies should do because it is brand that keeps on consumers' minds and memory. They really care about your company, but they remember about your brand and what your brand means in terms of social or even political status, of course, but also your social purposes, your innovation mindset, your transparency in the business, and the manner you lead in the relationship with them. It's increasingly difficult to attract the attention of the new consumer. He is very distracted, very requested for many. The economy of attention that we live forces you to promote awesome experiences, and they deserve it for sure. But good experiences are needed not only on the consumer side, but also on the worker side. Today, companies need to attract and retain talent like never before. As we know, COVID-19 caused and accelerated a new reality, working from home, which is changing the work scenario forever and which represents many challenges too. But organizations have an opportunity, a big opportunity, now to check the future they want rather than simply manage the future that comes. Where previous calendars measured time according to before Christ and Anno Domini, the coronavirus outbreak has revealed a new sense of time. This is the beginning of a new era. Our collective consciousness now considers before Corona and anticipates Anno Remedio. There's a new lexicon, as you can see on this slide, that will drive probably the new mindset between worker and company, which is in many aspects the opposite. As you can see, we need urgently a culture based on knowledge, on team spirit, where people can learn from mistakes, value the experience, and especially in these new circumstances, to be aligned with a strategy will be fundamental. To retain the talent, we will also, as you see on the bottom of the slide, we will also a refreshed onboarding, so crucial too, and think about engagement policies, sense of a community, motivation, team spirit, to get a lower level of turnover and a better learning process. and bring efficiency and expected results. As we strive to build back better, four key changes how we work will be necessary over the next probably 5 years. As we saw at this moment, the biggest impact of COVID-19, besides the impact on our mental health, even affecting my cats, for instances, maybe is on the work side, on the job market. The remote work has become to stay with COVID-19, and this has been a huge impact on our lives, on business strategies, on public health, on consumer behavior, everything. We cannot guess how it will work in the future, but we can find 5 trends: remotopia, green jobs, gig revolution, and automation. Just talk about a little bit about each one. About remotopia, overall, leaders see remote as a game changer and a win-win for freelancers, organizations, and employees. But sustainability needs a firm foundation, the right investment, good operational plumbing, HR systems very smart, and strong soft skills. And of course, an outstanding communication, because without that, probably it will not work. In my experience, the fact of everyone shifting from remote work has two main impacts on our business, namely in this area IT. Because first, it is easier to convince new clients about the advantages of our services. Second, companies will develop new processes adapted to remote work, which will make collaboration with us more efficient. But of course, in my view, this won't replace on-site work, of course, but helps companies see where it can complement. I think in terms of medium and longer term, the pandemic induced recession that we're living will increase use of non-employed talents. Companies are focusing, of course, on flexibility, on agility, and resilience. And these guys, these non-employed talent, contributes to these objectives, which is good news for me. Then you have the green jobs, okay, on-demand labor platforms like TaskRabbit or even Uber have helped to normalize the gig economy. So I think sustainability, it needs also policies and strategies for sustainability, namely green, like a circular economy, like you saw this morning. In terms of automation, of course, much of the conversation around jobs in this revolution pivots around the importance of so-called knowledge works and creative-based work. So the takeaway for me is that computers and software will not be able to replicate human creativity. While some manual labor will indeed be eliminated by intelligent machines, far more jobs, and I think this is the good news, will be augmented by them. So we don't be so much scared. But this is a really difficult game, and are you ready to play? How can I think then you can make the difference? As you saw, you need to engage your workforce, probably using gamification, and I'm a big fan of gamification, of bringing video game techniques and dynamics to the workspace and to the consumer approach too. And it's a very good way to onboard your talent and to engage. Then you need to collect relevant data in every touch point. So, because we'll never know where the gold is hidden. Sometimes in a small detail, there's a solution for a problem or a clue for a new commercial tactic. You also need to get small data from big data. I used to say that it means nothing if you don't know, and if you don't know how to analyze and what to analyze and how to relate it with and how to use it in the business. The business actionables are in the small data, effectively. Too much analytics and too much KPIs can be unuseful, can be confused, and it can be chaotic too. You need to know what data you really need to have. It is important not to fall into a big data spiral. The secret is in the small data, don't forget. And then, of course, you are able, with these assumptions, you are able to create a consumer-centric and data-driven marketing strategy. Basically, that's what you need. Because the world is becoming data-driven, because the competition is about knowledge and the attention we have from our customers and the way we interact with them. Okay, it's not a joke to end up of this keynote with wonderful recites listed, but I couldn't resist presenting my 5 C's. I believe that these 5 C's make sense, and I use it to guide my life, for instance, professionally and personally. When I talk about curiosity, when I refer to scientific and analytic curiosity, which is the expert in advancing how can I correlate more this data and extract more value from the business with business actuals, but also curiosity about the world, about the society changes, about the consumer. We must be always learning, studying, knowing more and more and relating data. Then you have collaboration, internal collaboration, more multidisciplinarity, more collaboration between colleagues to solve common problems, but also collaboration with other companies, with universities, namely with a national or international dimension. Then you have the consumer as always on the center of everything, even of this formula. It is who makes the decision to buy. So definitely it becomes the most important voice for your business. But the consumer will rapidly change their habits, and COVID-19 came to accelerate this process. Companies have to adapt quickly, faster and faster, so innovation became crucial to survive. This new normal, we probably anticipate a new normal, and so on. We don't know. But with the injuries and the insults related to climate changes that we all know, and the threat, for instance, of the fake news, they are weakening democracies, as you know too. Maybe we are opening a Pandora box. So, and if you are in a Pandora box, you must have to use creativity. You'll need creativity in business and communication, marketing, business development, and product design. Looking for differentiation in the digital world with trillions of brands competing for the same consumer attention, which is a small attention span. But also technological creativity in business models, in design thinking, in service design, user experience, the famous UX. And then finally, you have the commitment. For this to happen, you need firstly commitment to employees. For instance, to select a few promising millennial workers and invite them to get in your board meetings, imagine, with all the freedom to intervene and to interact with opinions, inputs, or insights. Quickly, you will see the nice impact that you have in your organization. And of course, commitment to customers, which means commitment to the world, the environment, the climate changes, the climate issues, social causes, diversity, gender, social responsibility. In one word, being sustainable in all aspects. Sorry. So, thank you. It was a pleasure to be with you, and you can find my contacts below. Be free to use them. I hope you enjoyed my reflections and that they can somehow serve as interesting insights for your activities. And I hope you enjoy even more of what comes next. So, thank you.